So as with all my secrets, I'll start by telling you a story. Now, many years ago, my mentor in comedy, Ali Baba, I've had two mentors in comedy majorly. I've had Basoj Taria Jr., he was the first, and then I had Ali Baba, and then at some point, Julius also helped me a lot. And then there's Tia, but my principal mentor, Ali Baba taught me something. He told me a story. I think I had returned, and I told him how after an event that I did my best. Somebody had come and said I didn't do well, and I was, feeling depressed. I can't remember exactly what I said, but what I said is not as important as the story he told me. This was what Ali said. Now, this was about 14 years ago when he was telling me the story. A few years before that, Ali Baba had increased his fee from 100,000 naira to 150. Now, 150,000 naira about 16 years ago was a lot of money. It's probably your equivalent of about 2 million or something now, 2.5 or so. It was a lot of money. In fact, when I met him, when Bas came out and I met Ali, he used to collect 150. We were praying to collect 30,000. So we couldn't understand how people would pay that amount. Anyway, he told of how a few days after he made that decision and said he was going to stand by it, he said a woman called him and said, Ali Baba, we have an event and we'll pay your usual fee of 100. Ali said, no way. Ali will give you 120. He said, no way, I want 150. And he insisted Ali can be principled like that. So grudgingly, the woman paid. And then it was the day of the event. It was held around the swimming pool, as he told me. He said, so it started, bam. He said the people did not laugh. It was almost as if the woman had written to everybody and told them that I begged this guy and he refused. So do not laugh at his jokes. He said he was there struggling, they didn't laugh. So he brought out the big guns. We have some jokes we call the big guns. When we perform at events and you don't laugh, we keep them so that we can bring them out and just throw it. Those ones never fail. He said he brought out the first big gun, bam, no laughter. Second big one, bam, just a few. He said the part that killed him most was that he looked in a corner and saw the woman who had paid him, and this was what she did. He said as she shook her head, no, I can't be disgraced. So he struck on an idea. It was beside a pool. So he pretended to stumble and he fell in the swimming pool. As soon as he fell in the swimming pool, he got everybody's attention. They came to the pool. He managed to hold the microphone a bit above the water. So he came up from the water spluttering, soaked in soot. And he said to them, oh boy, this water now, wow. Now small thing you go add to get pepper soup. And they laughed. They laughed like you did. And he said the moment he had them, he didn't leave the pool. He stood in the pool and delivered joke after joke after joke after joke, and he had them. We're going somewhere. So he said after the event, the woman came and said, Ali Baba, that was very good. I thought you wouldn't have come up, but you impressed me. He said the very next week, he had another event. And not wanting what nearly happened to repeat itself, this time he literally burned the night oil preparing for the event. So the resultant effect was that when he got to this one, from the beginning, he killed them. Boah, boah, boah. Sometimes we're merciless like that. We just come out, boah, as you have not even finished laughing to one. Boah. He said he performed straight for almost 3 hours. When he finished, people got up. He said as he was leaving, while people were congratulating, Ali Baba, that is a good one, that's a good one. He said one man walked up to him and said, Ali, you weren't really funny today. Oh. He said you were very rather dry. You're above your standard. He said, going by what nearly happened last week and the amount of effort he had put in this one, he was so upset he didn't know when he started shouting. But how dare you, sir? What kind of nonsense is that? He said when he raised his voice, people came around and said, Ali, what happened? He said, can you imagine this man telling me that I didn't perform well? Everybody now turned on the man and said, that's how you always do. That's how you always behave. Ali Baba, we know him. That's how he always does. Don't mind him. So the moral of that story, as he taught me about 14 years ago, was you need to always do your best for your client. Even if it involves jumping in a pool. He said that is what will help you to stand up to people who talk trash sometimes. When you know you've done your best, you can stand up to anybody. It was a lesson that I learned because guess what? Shortly down the line, I did an event. A birthday party. I scattered, even by my own standard. I killed them. In fact, in the words of some of my friends, oh boy, I tear their back. No, I scattered their jerry. are pieces. As I finished, the celebrant thanked me, her children thanked me, her grandchildren thanked me, people wanted pictures and all that. As I was leaving, a woman came up to me and said the same exact words that man told Ali Baba. Babyface, you weren't funny today now. Make any sense, Lenny. I remembered what my mentor did those years ago. I wanted to fight. But I told her, I said, Madam, maybe I wasn't in a good mood today. Forgive me. And then I walked away. So the question you're thinking is, who is right? Or rather, who was right? Was it my mentor in attacking the man, or was it me in letting it go? The book of wisdom says, in one chapter, it says, do not answer a fool according to his folly. Yes. Lest people passing think you are a fool too. That's the one I did for that woman. I just left her. Lest people think that we're on the same level. Then in the very next verse, the same book says, answer a fool according to his folly, lest he think he's wise in his own eyes. That's right. That's what Ali Baba did that time. Yeah. So, the secret here is, how do you know when to speak and when not to speak? That's why you need to be in tune with your spirit, man. Your spirit should always tell you what to do per time. You get me? Yes. That's my secret for today. Thank you very much. Apparently, I must be talking to some of y'all. That's why they got up and said, preach it, preach it. All right, guys, we have a wonderful show for you. It's just that people always assume when we come on the show that all we want to do is entertain you. They miss the key word. We're not here to entertain you only. The word we use is we're here to engage you. Engaging you involves entertaining, informing, and educating you. On this continent, we need people that will solve problems and give us solutions. I just don't want you to laugh then go home and forget about it. There are things we have to go through. There are things we have to go through to bring this to you every week. And so we must share some of those stories to inspire people. So that inspires somebody.